Scott Soto!
The tour's been great. It's one of my favorites so far. The band is the most solid it's ever sounded. The audiences are eating us alive. And of course, having most of the tour was my support bands were choices of mine, being able to bring on the road. Normally you get support bands from different cities and sometimes you don't get to choose what kind of style is opening for your show, but having Danger Angel, of course, and even my own guitar player, Jorge Salon, and his band as support for the entire tour, pretty much. It's been just a dream. It's a dream for me. We traveling together and hanging together. It's like one big dysfunctional family.
'Cause it always seems that you're down on me, but you knew all along, knew it from the start. You're not a believer, you're meant to be. If you look inside your heart, if you look inside your heart, you'll see me.
Revamped my solo band back in 2009, and I mean, these guys hadn't even met each other, and they were rehearsing for a tour. I didn't know how they were going to work together, and they worked out so well. My normal bass player wasn't able to join us on this tour, and I was able to bring up a friend that I work with in Trans-Siberian Orchestra in the U.S., David Z on bass. And he's just been a dream. Everything fits in, the whole structure of the band really came together. But like I said, Jorge is just one of the most amazing guitar players I've ever played with, and I played with a lot of them. And it's just great to have a band so diverse that can play anything I throw at them at the drop of a dime. He's not, well, we're actually writing a song together for the album. I'm getting, again, like I did on Damage Control, I'm collaborating with different people, people that I respect and I really want to work with, and he's one of them. So we're actually going to write a song together. He's going to play all the guitars on that particular song, and I look forward to that. I'm going to probably start recording in the summertime, but the album probably won't see the light of day till 2014. We have a few ideas, yeah. Not with him, but a few songs are already done, and I've got a long way to go, so. This book is it's more of a biography. Autobiography is more about my personal life. This is more about my career. This is, of course, it talks about my life, how I got started in the band. It's more about the bands I've been in, all the sessions I've done, all the albums I've released, projects I've been a part of. It's for the pure JSS connoisseur who thinks they have everything that I've ever done, and they'll get this book and realize they don't. But yeah, at this point, we're waiting to see how the interest goes, because clearly, to put it in print form, it costs more money, and we don't want to be stuck with a stack of books in a warehouse. So that it's easier to do it in this format now. If there's a demand for it, then we'll put it into pages. They're great. I mean, I've seen such a huge growth since I did the first song with them on the first album. It's not even comparable. It's a completely different band, a completely different sound, and I've seen the band mature, especially Minas, who's this is his first outing in any kind of format. To see how much he's grown in the past year, it's great. Their first album, I have to be honest, there was more of a glam sleaze LA kind of Faster Pussycat kind of thing vibe that wasn't really my sort of thing. When I heard the new songs and I heard the maturity of the songs, I knew I really wanted to get involved with it, because this is more of a sound for the future than something that's already been done before. And I really give a lot of props to Ethan, who put a lot of effort into making sure that the band sounded like they were going into a modern futuristic sound as opposed to just a dated classic sound that's already been done before. These guys have a huge future ahead of them. I worked with the guys in Queen with this idea that they had years ago when I was living in London, and they had the idea to do this thing, and they didn't know exactly what they were going to do. There was a lot of ideas tossed around, and they finally got it going. And they obviously went the route of doing the video auditions. When it came to the final selections for the actual tour, they asked me if I would be sort of the rock representative of what they were going out to do. It was a great thing. I was happy to work with Roger side by side and launch it. And at this point, it's better for me to actually move on and continue doing my own thing and leaving my own stamp than just to be involved with something that's singing someone else's music.
6 superstar destroyers landing in the east. They plan to form a wall, then push us to the sea. We deploy our forces, moving to attack. Those who see their right never answer back.
Interesting situation. Those guys were probably the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. I didn't know any Misfits songs. I've heard of the band, and I didn't really have much information. To me, it was just they contacted me to do a session. They flew me out to where they were back east, and I spent a good chunk of time with those guys. I wasn't such a fan of the music to leave everything that I was doing to join them and to continue with them, but it was just a fun situation. I got to hang out with some great people.
Hi, I'm Jeff Scott Soto, and this is Damage Control. Music, cue music, ba ba ba, a bunch of glitter and all this. Again. Ugh, that's kind of too.
I want to keep raising the level of my brand. I want to get my name more solidly known as a solo artist. I think that's important because clearly people know me from the things that I've done. I want them to know me the things that I'm doing. And that's, to me, the most important thing right now. Perseverance is king. This business is not made for people who are not willing to give it everything they got and go the extra mile. And that's the advice I always give to any musician who wants to go into this business. It's one of the hardest ones to crack, and even the fact that 29 years later, I'm still busting my ass and trying to make a solid name for myself. It's you have to really want it to get it, you know. And if you really want it, you will get it. And so that's the only thing I can really say about it. It's one of the things that I've been doing for so long, and I know nothing else. So I'm going to keep reaching for that golden ring.